let's go back to our, if I can find it here, because I did save it. What did I call it? Penguin. All right, so we'll go back to our penguin here. Now, one of the things we want to do after we create the auto trace is take a look at the image. Some of you may go straight out and carve it right from the image, and sometimes that's an option. But let's take a look at these feet, for instance. And for the purposes of tweaking the vectors, we're going to turn the bitmap image back on. Now, clearly it wasn't a good bitmap image to begin with. If it was, these would be smoother lines. But one of the things we'll do is we'll zoom in on the foot. I'm going to ungroup all the individual components. So now I'm selecting only this foot. Go into the tool marked Node Editing. Normally after Trace Bitmap, you have to work with the nodes because it's not often perfect. One of the things I'll do is take a look at the pattern. First of all, there's way too many nodes here to fix and delete. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the fit curves to selected vectors. And I like to use Bezier curves. Preview. You can actually keep the sharp corners. You can change the tolerance. I usually use a very tight tolerance, but in this particular case, you may want to use a looser tolerance, and you could see most of the bits, if you will, the nodes have disappeared. So that just made things a lot easier for me now when I go back into my node editing tool and I have only these nodes. What I'm going to do rather quickly, but I'll share with you, is on the keyboard I'm going to use the letter D as I hover over one of these little points in node editing mode. D is for delete. So you click on this and you go D, delete this, delete this, delete this. Go back out. Now clearly that curve doesn't match anymore because I deleted a few nodes in here. So we'll just grab the handle and adjust the curve as best we can to match the original. And this is why we have the bitmap in here, the original bitmap. So I'm going to delete this. I'm going to adjust this curve. And I'm going to quickly do it for the rest. Here's the foot. Let's move that over here. That's fine. This could use a little bit of tweaking. This can go. That can go. That can go. That can go. All right, so there's our foot. We can do the same thing with the other foot, but suffice to say, there's our penguin. Have a wonderful evening, everybody, and I'll see you next week.